Alright, it is January the 3rd today. I'm going to be doing oil changes and services today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to sweep the shop floor because it's very dirty. Okay, got the shop sweeped out now. First piece of equipment I'm going to grab is our 2750 and the straw chopper. Well, we've got the 2750 and the bale chopper in the shop. The tractor's going to get an oil change and we're going to grease it. Then we're going to grease up the bale chopper and possibly tighten up some chains, look at some belts, and then this thing will be ready to roll. The tractor has almost 8,500 hours on it now. And the chopper, I think we're going into the 3rd year of using this thing. So we use it every day now during the winter. We chop around 2 to 4 bales with it, baleage and straw. There, didn't even get too much oil on my hands. A little bit, not too much though. Just a note to self, I'm putting the oil plug right on the corner of the mat. So in 20 minutes when I'm looking for it, that's where it is. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the oil filter off. Since these filters point down, generally when you pull them off it makes a great big mess, so that's why I got pail. But we'll have to see. Yeah, you can see, maybe you can't, it might be too dark, but it all runs down the side of the tractor frame and runs on the ground. So the newer John Deeres, they're vertical, they're not horizontal down, but is what it is. We got our new filter from John Deere here. I'm just gonna check, it should be the same as the old one. Yep, same as the old one now. Normally, I like to fill these things with oil and put them on, but because of the way this tractor is designed, the filter pointing down, I can't exactly fill it with oil and put it on. What I do like to do though is I like to stick my finger in some of the old engine oil. I like to put it on the seal. Just something I've learned to do, and I've seen a few other people do it. So, put it on now. Oh, look at that dent. Crap, dude. I didn't do that, for the record. You see this dent? I didn't do that. Don't know if it's going to be a problem or not, but this fuel filter came out of the box with a dent. Crap. Well, I guess I'll see if I put it on or not. It's very disappointing. Alright. Hopefully you guys can see when I do this. Oh, maybe you won't be able to. Yeah, I trust you can see because I can't see the camera anymore. I'm going to open up these two covers on the belt chopper to grease. It's kind of an interesting design. It's got like a little slot here, so you always gotta grab a screwdriver, push it in, and you gotta turn it. It's not the most user-friendly design in my opinion, but it works and we haven't had any trouble with it. So. Belts are starting to get a little loose. This one's got a lot of play. These two spring back, but these take a while to get back. So, but, huh. You know, whenever we plug this machine, these belts here, they catch and then they start to like burn up because it doesn't actually slip at the slip clutch, it just slips on the belts. So it's been a while since I've greased this thing. So now I gotta recall how to do it and find them all again. Probably one on this bearing somewhere. We're working on the clutch grease fitting now for this tractor. You just open up a little port by the steps and you can get at it. So I've actually never done it with this new grease gun, so. Puts it out really quick, so I didn't want to do too much, but yeah, that's the clutch greased. This was a new clutch this spring, and I've greased it twice since then, so. Alright, so the tractor and the bale chopper are greased. I gotta put that cover back on the bale chopper over there, but that shouldn't take too long, because it comes off really easy. I've made the decision this filter. I'm hoping Deere's gonna exchange. I'm texting with the guy right now from Deere, and we have this one. It's the exact same filter. It'll fit this tractor. We have two because one fits our 2350 and one fits our 2750, but they both have the same engine, so they both have the same filter. So that's what we're gonna end up using. All right, we're done with this tractor and the chopper. Everything has been greased and it is oil changed. So I'm gonna start it up and then I'm gonna check the oil again. Alright, the next piece of equipment we're gonna work on is our Gator. So this thing actually has the engine in the back of it. It's kinda tricky to get at, but the engine's right there. So we're gonna just, I don't know, we might jack it up or it might have enough ground clearance to get under there, but we will have to see what we do. Because the last time this thing needed to be serviced, my dad actually did it. This is only the second service we've had to do on it. It's got just around 200 hours now. So I have decided I'm going to go home for lunch and I'm going to look into what kind of oil filters this thing needs, because I have the oil filters, but we have a lot of different oil filters for a lot of different things. So I'm just going to double check that, and then I'm going to figure out what kind of oil is the best oil for this thing. And then I'm just going to look. I think there's some kind of skid plate underneath the frame of the Gator that we need to remove to work on it. So I'm just going to look at all that and save a bunch of time. Alright, so I'm underneath the Gator now. It's really hard to tell, but there's this hole. It's just big enough for me to fit my hand through. So I don't need to remove any skid plates to get at this oil filter. But the hole is really tiny. Then I'm going to look. I presume this thing here is the drain plug. But it could be wrong, but I'll look. If not, the drain plug might be... Nope, it's not in that hole. I'm also going to jack this thing up a little bit because there's only about 6 inches of clearance under here and it's really tight. Alright, I've got this thing on jacks now. Might not look like it's off the ground very high, but it's another 4 or 5 inches, and we don't need a whole lot more because I can comfortably get under there now and do an oil change. Look at that oil coming out. Thought I was gonna spray a little further, but it's not really. So we've been having an insane amount of trouble getting this filter off. I can't really poke holes anywhere else, so I'm gonna take this whole piece of metal off to try and get it. Well, I've practically given up on that filter for now. I don't know. It's just not coming off, and I've poked a lot of holes in it. I think we're gonna end up torching it off or something. I know oil and flame don't mix well, but maybe we'll cut it off with a die grinder or something carefully, but I don't know. We'll get it off, hopefully. Alright, well, in good news, we got this filter off. It's like absolutely destroyed. We also got the new one on the Gator, and we added oil and everything. For reference, it's a little too dark to see, but this is what a good filter looks like versus this. So, I think I spent 2 hours trying to get it off, and Dad spent, I think, around an hour trying to get it off, and between the both of us at the end, we got it off. So, I hate leaving the shop a mess and leaving tools literally everywhere, but it's after 8 o'clock now. We haven't had supper yet, so I think I'm gonna call it a night. And then I could come back out here after supper, or I'm gonna edit this YouTube video, and then tomorrow I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna change the spark plugs, the fuel filter, and the air filter, and then top off oil. So yeah, I think this is gonna be the end of the video, so thank you guys for watching.